Welcome to Three Count Commentaries. Let us talk about Rampage from November 26th, 2021. There's a lot to discuss on this show. I'm probably gonna I feel it in my bones because I had a conversation with some dudes while I was right before I recorded this video, where the dirt sheets trying to tell me some shit that I'm not really buying. They're selling something I ain't buying. Okay? We'll talk about that when we get there. Bobby Fish, Adam Cole play games with Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta. To call it a wrestling match would be an affront to wrestling matches. It consisted of Adam Cole trying to stop Orange Cassidy from putting his hands in his pockets. I don't know how long they did that gimmick. Bobby Fish and Adam Cole being bent over in front of Orange Cassidy for him to savagely kick them softly in the shins and thighs. And it's been 3 years of Orange Cassidy, man. 3 years. And we still get this same gimmick. And people act like they've seen it for the first time every time. This is so embarrassing. You know, Adam Cole went to go play with his friends, man. This is what he wanted to do. Y'all think he wanted to be WWE champion and, make a lot of money and everything? Like, nah. He making a lot of money just hanging out with his homeboys, doing the same shit he was doing before. That's all. And you know what? I ain't mad at him. Do your thing, boy. But I'm not gonna feel like we've been slighted anymore. It is what it is. He's doing what he loves. He's hanging out with Bobby Fish. They're both gonna, I guess, hang around until Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong shows up. Who knows when that will be? But they're hoping that they can bring Undisputed Era to AEW, because if they can't, well, I wonder what the hell they're going to do then. Are they going to call Vince and say, please release Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong because we don't have anything for Adam Cole to do except for what you guys already did with him? Please? Because you would think that you have a guy like Adam Cole, you would use him properly and not put him in there with Orange Cassidy and a guy dressed as a dinosaur. But no. Nope. That's what they wanted to do. And you know what? I don't care. Do your thing, boy. Tony Nese is with Tony Schiavone. Tony Nese said there's no mystery. He was scouting his competition all those weeks ago when he was being called the hottest free agent. And that since the TNT title is open challenge, there's no better way to debut. And then he says that from his studies of Sammy Guevara, he has been unimpressed with Sammy Guevara, which of course Sammy Guevara immediately stormed onto the scene and says, who the hell are you, man? You ain't done shit here. And so Sammy was like, hey, look, title match, that's all. I'm challenging you. They shake hands. Tony Nese sucker punches him and then says to him, the only reason you have that title is because guys like me weren't available. And I was like, okay, whatever. It was a good line, I think. I would have liked for him to say I wasn't available instead of saying guys like me. Because, what's a guy like you? How many more are you up there? You're supposed to be the premier athlete, better than everyone else. Premier. All right. But this is Tony Nese's sort of debut on AEW television. He didn't get a match on Dynamite. He didn't get a match on Rampage. His first match is going to be against Sammy Guevara. And somebody asked people on the dirt sheets, do wins and losses matter? Do the rankings matter? And the dirt sheets was very, very quickly responded, the TNT title is open challenge. Why people don't know that is beyond me. It's always been open challenge. The wins, the records are for the world title and the tag team titles. They've said this 100 times. Are you guys not, you just want to complain about stuff? Are you guys not following the product? And then Riho beat Britt Baker in the next match. Despite not being number one contender in the rankings, is going to get a title shot. Okay? Jade Cargill has been undefeated for almost a year. She got no title shot. The Gun Club have been undefeated for who knows how long. Got no title shot. Hangman Page came off of, paternity leave and jumped right to the top of the card. Fuck the rankings. and wins and losses matter. All that stuff is conditional. And they got the marks to believe that this stuff actually matters. Now we're being told that FTR, despite the fact that they just lost to the Lucha Brothers, are going to get a rematch. 2 out of 3 falls. Wins and losses matter, though. You mean the Gun Club, who was undefeated, and the same guy who booked the Gun Club is the same guys who've been booking the FTR, and they decide, we're not going to have the Gun Club get their title shot and lose and then move on. We're going to fuck them out of their title shot by having them lose to Darby Allin and Sting. So now once they lost to them, we can say, well, they never should have gotten the shot in the first place. Then what the fuck is the point of the rankings? Then who cares? If Jade Cargill can go over a year undefeated and not get a title match, what the fuck is the point of the rankings? Why is everybody who's under her getting title shots except her? She's number 1. She's undefeated. Why was Ruby Soho able to get a title shot before Jade Cargill was? How did that happen? How does this happen? If your wins and losses matter, then how does anybody except the number 1 contender get a fucking title shot? Oh, they find ways around it. Casino Battle Royals, Casino Ladder matches. Oh, if you win this match, you get a title shot. Like, oh, really? Then wins and losses don't really matter. Because if that was the case, you go by the fucking rankings. That's why you have rankings. It's like the Seinfeld thing. I think I saw Ringside News do this. It was a Seinfeld meme based off the episode where they were trying to rent a car. And there was a reservation for the car. And, Seinfeld had a reservation for the car, but when he got there, the car wasn't there. And so he kind of went through this whole spiel about the purpose of the reservation is to reserve the car so there will be a car there when he got there. That's the purpose of rankings. The purpose of rankings is to tell the audience who's the next in line when it comes to title matches. If you're going to tell me we're going to find some way to finagle who we want in this top spot, then get rid of the fucking rankings. You're no different than WWE. Then it doesn't matter. Riho hasn't been on TV in months. She's going to get a title shot, though. And think about all these people. Thunder Rosa, for instance, not going to get a title shot. Jade Cargill, not going to get a title shot. What was the point? What's the point of the rankings? If you can skirt the rankings, what's the point of the rankings? I don't know. You tell me. Let me know, comment section. What is the point of the rankings if we can skirt the rankings? What's the point of wins and losses? So wins and losses don't fucking matter. Wins and losses don't matter. When Hangman Page showed up and collected himself a title shot, there were undefeated people on the roster who had not gotten title shots. There was dudes on the roster who had double-digit victories, had not got a title shot. And he just popped up out of nowhere, won a poker chip, and got a title shot. Excuse me. Fuck you. There are guys on this roster who was undefeated. Shouldn't at least beat the undefeated guys first? I mean, why have rankings? What's the purpose? And they argue with me up and down about this because they love AEW and I don't care enough. So, but I have to get that off my chest because it's silly. It's a silly thing. Now, Daniel Garcia versus Eddie Kingston. This match was 20 minutes. Fuck you, this match was 20 minutes. I love the physicality of this match. I hate that this match was 20 minutes. I hate it. You don't do Daniel Garcia any favors by putting him out there for 20 minutes. And he has no character, no personality, and he's just present. He's just a body that Eddie Kingston is smacking really hard in the chest and face. He has no presence, has no gimmick. He's just a guy that exists. There's no reason to watch Daniel Garcia. It's like, give me a good reason to watch Daniel Garcia. Well, he's a good wrestler. Well, guess what? Most wrestlers are actually pretty good. And it doesn't mean shit. Most people are technically proficient. They strike hard because striking hard is not an art form in wrestling. You just hit people hard. And, maybe you don't hit them in a way that's going to kill them, of course. That's the art, I guess, if there is an art form to it. Hitting a guy without killing him. But Daniel Garcia is not interesting. He's a young kid. We need to be trying to develop his personality, not make him another good wrestler. You don't make wrestlers good wrestlers by putting them in long matches against guys who are over and hoping some of that overness rubs off on him. What makes it, you have to get him over himself. Hanging out with 2.0 and being the guy that doesn't talk or occasionally talks, and when he talks tough, and then he goes out there and gets beat, doesn't do you any favor. You gotta take the time to build something with Daniel Garcia. Who is Daniel Garcia? Where is he from? What's his background like? Who trained him? Just find something, pick something. He seemed like the kind of guy who would have worked just fine in Team Taz, right? Like that's so weird to me. Like they put Dante Martin in Team Taz. Dante Martin has nothing to do with that. Would be interesting to Taz. Daniel Garcia seems to be far more interesting. That if you know anything about Taz, you would know he would be very interested in Daniel Garcia because Taz was a martial arts guy. And Daniel Garcia, at least, is a hard-hitting grappler. He went in there and he did some hard-hitting grappling stuff with CM Punk. That would have, a smart booker would have saw that and said, you put a towel around his neck, or he might have got something here. You might have yourself a young Taz with Daniel Garcia, a young killer, a young chokeout artist, young submission artist. That might be sweet. Let's do that. You put him with Team Taz. You have him training with Hook or something like that in order to build up his reputation. You go out there and he beats some guys, and then you keep reminding people he's only 22 or 23, however old he is. He's a prodigy. Maybe you even give him that nickname based off of BJ Penn, the former mixed martial artist. He's a prodigy. I know BJ Penn is a problem. He goes to jail and everything now. But, base the character a little bit off that. And that's how you build him up. Give him a personality. Give him something to talk about. Even kayfabe some of his achievements. And make people believe in him by surrounding him in a group that kind of fits what he's doing. American Top Team would have been another good option. Because you want to have him, if there was a Diamond Mind in AEW, he would be perfect for it, And I think Team Taz will be the closest thing to it, with the exception of, Ricky Starks doesn't really fit that motif. That's why maybe the American Top Team would have been better. But give him somewhere where he's like, getting coached up, where he doesn't have a manager, he got a coach. And maybe that's what Team Taz is all about, is Taz is his coach. Constantly in his ear, telling them, riling them up, giving them pointers, teaching them how to do jujigatamis and, judo throws and all that kind of stuff. And he's kind of, bringing that stuff into his game, and it's making him better, it's making him sharper, making him more dangerous. That, if you could do that, and people will believe it. People aren't just going to buy you putting Eddie Kingston in the ring 18 minutes with this guy. It's like Eddie Kingston's charisma, his work ethic, that's not going to rub off on Daniel Garcia. Everything that everybody likes about Eddie Kingston is not going to rub off on Daniel Garcia. Bret Hart can go out there and have the best match in the world with Skinner. People are going to care about Skinner the same amount afterwards than they did before. The reason people get over in these matches, long or short, is when they do something in those matches. They bring something to those matches that gets them over. When you watch Benoit and he's out there struggling with Kurt Angle, it's something Benoit is doing in those matches that is getting him over with that audience. Not the fact that he's in the ring 20 minutes with Kurt Angle. That's never done anything any favors. Because they say, Ric Flair used to go out there and make their guys look so good. It's like, yeah, for the audience in the arena, there's plenty of territory guys who you've never heard of, and I've never heard of them, and Ric Flair wrestled the guy for 45 fucking minutes. Nobody cares. Okay? Got to build up the personality. It's national TV. Let's do something different with this guy. If you think he really got something, let's show what he's got. For starters, he needs to be fucking winning. He shouldn't be out here losing. If wins and losses matter, what are you telling me about Daniel Garcia? He's a highly skilled loser, as opposed to people who are not nearly as skilled winners? No. If you want me to believe that this kid is a prodigy and you truly got something for him, then you need to go out here and prove it, you know? And that's really all I got to say about this. I feel like a lot of this show was garbage. You know, Riho and Britt Baker was fine, I guess. They told in the story that Britt Baker has never defeated Riho. Britt Baker lost her first match. I think this is the first time she got pinned in forever. So it was shocking, you know, but my rankings matter so much. Tony Nese is being brought in to do the job to Sammy Guevara because their version of building guys up is just to bring in ringers for them to beat constantly. Again, that's not going to get a guy over. What gets people over is personalities, decision making, characters, different things like that. To which Sammy Guevara still doesn't have one. So tough luck, Sammy. Keep doing 730s. Maybe people will pop enough for somebody to give a shit. But I don't care about Rampage. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, donate to the channel. Thank you guys for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later.